What up, y'all? Hey, man, real quick, man. I just want to speak on that versus battle last night, Gucci versus Jeezy. Um, First off, I want to say, man, I'm glad that it ended the way it did because when I made that post last night that this versus battle was trash, I was feeling some type of way, man, because of the energy that was being given off by not only them or Gucci, but just people in the comments and people on social media, just the energy overall. So, like I said, I'm glad it ended the way it did. But here's my take on the whole thing, right? I was against the verses when I first started hearing about it because I was like, man, why are they always trying to pit us against each other? Here we go again. But when I started getting into it and realized it was more of a celebration of music, I was with it. I said, man, this kind of dope. I like that. It's a celebration of our music, so it's kind of hidden as like or disguised, dressed up or marketed as a verses, but they coming together and just celebrating the catalog. And I was like, that's dope. So when I first heard about this verses, let me tell you why I wasn't on board from the jump. I just never said nothing. I wanted to see how it play out, and I was gonna wait to speak my piece when it was over. But when I first heard about the Jeezy and Gucci verses, I wasn't on board because I knew that these guys had some real street beef. And probably unresolved because to the public eye, they was always throwing shots at each other. At least Gucci was. So I was like, man, they got some real street beef. Somebody died. So I wasn't with that. Don't bring that in front of the culture. Bring that energy in front of the culture, especially right now. And so when I heard about it, like I said, I wasn't excited. And when it first started, it seemed like I was right. Because for me, I don't know how y'all felt, man, but the energy was off. The tension was thick in the room. Um, Gucci was throwing jabs here and there. He started off with a diss record. And I'm like, man, they gonna do verses like this? We got battle rap for that. You know what I'm saying? So is this gonna be the beginning of what verses gonna turn out to be? It's when hip hop step on the on that platform, so they gonna change the narrative. And here we go again, man. We always try to pit our stars, our people against one another. Like two stars can't make it, man. Like everybody can't get the bag. And the reason I said I was feeling like I didn't want them to do this now because it seemed like every other week you turn around, it's another young rapper dead. And I'm like, man, these guys right here, Gucci a married man, Jeezy engaged, about to be married man, both of them in their 40s or knocking on the door. These are supposed to be the OGs, right? What type of example they're going to set for the youth out here that's really living that life and losing their lives out here in the streets. Like, it's happening. There's so many rappers right now that you can't even really keep up with them. And I think the sad part about it all is it's so many of us that live for that drama. It's so many people that's around our age range who's with the dysfunction all the way. They wanted to see it. And it's kind of disappointing, man. It's kind of disappointing that they didn't want to see them two black brothers celebrate that catalog. They didn't want that versus to go a positive way because we really live for the dysfunction. And then let's look at the flip side of this. Just say it was all planned. What if that was the whole narrative to begin with, right? To act like, what if they really did reconcile behind closed doors? But the whole narrative was to play the beef out. Like some people have already spoken on it. They feel like it was all a setup. Just say that it was. And for them to do so icy in the end, leave on a positive note, good for the culture, right? But couldn't it have been good for the culture if they would have sat down like men and did it like men from the jump? Kind of like Erykah Badu and Jill Scott did it. To me, they did it the best. People wanted drama between Monica and Brandy. You know what I'm saying? But I love the way they celebrated their catalog and they both kept their crowns on. Talking about Jill Scott and Erykah Badu. And pretty much everybody else from the ones that I've seen. But it almost went left last night. And if Jeezy wasn't the bigger man, it could have easily went left. And then that's the crazy part about it. I'm glad that I'm glad that he was on his grown man swag last night. So I'm glad he didn't have a bunch of cats with him ready to jump out of body and turn the energy left. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that didn't happen, man. And again, what if it was all planned? What does that say about us as a people? What does it say about how they view their people? They feel like they got to give you the dysfunction. They got to give you the drama to reel you in, to reel us in. And then do us like that at the end. Y'all might say, man, that's just entertainment, man. It don't mean nothing. And it's entertaining. But it means that we live for the dysfunction. We live for the recklessness. We want to see, it's like we feed on the blood of our own people, like we vampires. You know what I mean? We want to see the beef. It's like we love the RIP t-shirts and the hashtags and all of that. You know, we act like we down for a minute, for a day or something, want to make posts about it. Post all your the dead rappers' favorite videos and songs, and then it's on to the next one. Hypocrites, man. Very inconsistent. You can't want better for us when it's a racist situation or when it's a racial injustice situation for the police, but okay with the smoke every day from us. And then I know I don't even like talking about those two things together because they don't really belong in the same conversation. But in this example, I'm just explaining the mindset of how hypocritical that is, how inconsistent that is, to where you want us to be on a certain level over here, but in our everyday circle, we shoot each other down. We'd rather be Cain than Abel, killing our own brothers every day. Whether that's physically or verbally. You know what I mean? Assassinating each other's characters, their names, everything. So that's just my piece, man. Like I said, I'm glad it ended the way it ended. I don't know where them two brothers really stand as far as how they feel about each other. Hopefully last night was a step in the right direction. Because like I said, man, they're men. I think I heard one of them say this been like 20 years this stuff started like 20 years ago. Let me just say this, man. Anybody I had beef with in high school, anybody, or growing up, whatever part of my life, whatever age range I was in, anybody I had problems with, I don't got no beef with them today. I don't. And I don't know if they could say the same about me, but I don't got no beef with them today. Even the one time I've been jumped, and I was in my feelings during that time. You talking about on site? You talking about offended? But today, and that was like 20 years ago, 20 plus, man, I don't got no problems with them cats because I look at it like this. Actually, I show them love, and a lot of them show me love. Because I look at it like this. Everything in our life that happened had to happen in order for God to shape us into the men and women we are today. That's it. Everything has a place and a purpose. Everything had to happen so we can be the person we are today. So I don't hold no grudges against nobody today. Because I'm happy with who I look in the mirror and see. How far the Lord done brought me. I know I got a testimony. And I got love for all them brothers that I had a problem with. And if any of them got a problem with me and they let me know it, I ain't got no problem reconciling with them, bruh. Because it ain't that serious. It ain't. It ain't. You know what this is about? You know what this life is about? Man, first of all, this is God's movie here. We all co-stars, but running around like we extras. You heard what I said? This God's movie. But we all co-stars, supposed to be co-stars, but running around here like we extras. Like we don't know our purpose. And a lot of us don't, sadly. A lot of us don't know how much we're worth. Sadly. We put money over everything. Which money ain't really nothing but paper. You know, money is to be respected, not loved. Not put above none of your loved ones, none of your friends, none of your family. But people do it every day. That's all I want to say, man. We got to want better. We got to do better. And we got to do that consistently across the board. You know what I'm saying? Don't say support black businesses when it's convenient to say that. Do that in your everyday life. Promote that in your everyday life. Not just when it's cool. Not just when it's trendy. But I don't want to get to preaching, man. Because I could be on one. I hope them boys get it together. I like how it ended. That was good for the culture. I hope that served as an example for the young boys who really got beef out here. They probably wasn't around when Jay and Nas reconciled, or I can't even say 50 and Buck, because they on and off every other week or so. But people need to see those examples. How it's okay to squash the beef and move on. And both of y'all can get money. All y'all can get money. But anyway, 100. I just wanted to speak my piece on that.